Hey guys, it's me, BasketBrain, and I am back with another video. So today, I'm going to be doing my 2020 NBA mock draft. Even though I only did the lottery, we're just going to get into it. Starting with the first pick, which is owned by the Timberwolves, I do believe that the Timberwolves are going to trade the first overall pick and Josh Okogie and Jarrett Culver to the 76ers in exchange for Ben Simmons and the 21st overall pick. Now, I think that this will happen. This happened, and then for the Timberwolves, getting Ben Simmons, it gives them a really nice big three of Cat, D'Lo, and Ben Simmons. And the beautiful thing about Ben Simmons is that even though both him and D'Lo are point guards, you can pretty much play Ben Simmons at any point on the floor, and he can still do his thing. He doesn't have to just play one position. So, and then for the 76ers side, you've seen what's kind of happened this season. They've been a little rocky. I think what's in their best interest is to just wipe the slate clean a little bit. They got Doc Rivers to replace Brett Brown, and now they can kind of fresh. I don't know what they'll do with Joel Embiid, but anyway, moving into this now newly acquired first pick, I think they will select LaMelo Ball because now he can replace Ben Simmons, and they can start fresh with one hell of a guy at their new point guard position. Now, moving into the second pick, I think the Warriors are going to take Anthony Edwards. Now, originally, I did think the Warriors were going to take James Wiseman because they've always needed a center. But looking into what they are trying to do this offseason, I think that Anthony Edwards would just be a more realistic choice for them because everyone knows that they're trying to get Giannis, so he could fill their center positions if they do that. And even if they don't get him, I feel like Anthony Edwards is just more of a realistic choice for them and could just come in and provide already. Now, going to the third pick, I think that the Charlotte Hornets are going to take James Wiseman. Now, in the Hornets case, they don't really have like a specific position that they need. They kind of just need everything. So for them, I think it's probably in their best interest to just take the best player available with their third pick. And in this case, that would, in my opinion, that would honestly be Wiseman. Now for the fourth pick, I think the Bulls will take Deni Avdija, if that's how you say his name. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anyone. But what I think for this is that their small forward is Otto Porter. Their starting small forward is Otto Porter, and for being honest, Otto Porter's not bad. Just they can kind of do better. And then he's a small forward, so I think he could come in and provide for them. And then let's see how their new lineup gels. They've thankfully fired Jim Boylan, that awful guy. So now we'll see how they do this upcoming season. Now for the fifth pick, I think the Cavs will take Isaac Okoro. Now, in ESPN's draft rating, they have him a little bit farther down on the list. They have him 7th in their ratings. But I think that he'll go here because with the Cavs, they kind of need a small forward because right now their starting small forward is Cedi Osman, and off the bench they have Dylan Windler. So you can do a lot better than that. And Isaac Okoro can be this guy that they can hopefully start to gel with their. He can be a better option than Osman, and they can start gelling. Moving to the sixth pick, I think the Hawks will take Obi Toppin. Now, he is a power forward, and the Hawks do have John Collins, a power forward, but he can also play center. And yes, they have Clint Capella, but then their bench is Dwayne Dedman. So then he can become that primary second. He can become that primary bench slot, and then he could interchangeably go into the starting lineup with Clint Capella. And there's a lot that the Hawks could do with him, and I feel like he could pair nicely with Trae Young. Moving to the seventh pick, I think that Pistons will take Onyeka Okongwu. Now, Onyeka Okongwu is a center, and they definitely need a center because they traded away Andre Drummond. And right now their centers are Thon Maker and Christian Wood, and that's really not the best. So Onyeka can come in here and be this young center, and they can hopefully start moving towards a rebuild. Because right now they're just kind of in a bad spot, and I think it's probably in their best interest to rebuild. Now for the eighth pick, I do think that the Knicks are going to trade it. Now, originally I didn't think they would, but I saw this rumor, and then I saw this rumor. It wasn't exactly this. I kind of added my own little into it, but then this trade, the Knicks would receive Chris Paul and a 2024 second round pick, and then the Thunder would get Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, the eighth pick, and three future first round picks. Now let me just ask you, doesn't that just seem like the most New York Knicks move ever? Like, they're getting a good but aging Chris Paul, and they're giving up a bunch of young assets to do it. Like, doesn't that just scream New York Knicks? Knicks fans, I am very sorry, but anyway, let's move to who I think the Thunder will take with this eighth pick. I think they're going to take Aaron Nesmith from Vanderbilt, and I think they're going to take him because they don't really have the most favorable small forward situation, because in their starting lineup, they don't even have a true small forward, and their like best true small forward they have is Andre Roberson, and he's decent, but it's nothing special. I think he can come in and then be a much better option for them at the small forward position. Now, moving on to the ninth pick, I think they'll take Tyrese Halliburton. And now, he is a point guard, and John Wall is said that he is going to play next season, but I still think that they could take him because then he would be a nice guy to have off the bench, and it'd also be safe to have someone like him as a backup, just in case something goes bad with John Wall, like either he gets injured again or if he's just plain awful and they want to switch him out with someone else so they can do better. Now, moving to the 10th pick, I think that the Suns will take R.J. Hampton. Now, this is a good guy that they could have either off the bench or interchangeably start. They could switch that between him and Ricky Rubio. And he's described as being very explosive, and I feel like that's the kind of guy that you would want to play off of Booker because Booker, he can shoot, and then he can be the one driving in, taking all the layups and dunks and doing all that stuff. Moving to the 11th pick, I think that the Spurs will take Patrick Williams. Now he's a small forward, power forward kind of guy, and right now their lineup's kind of small, and I think that he would be a much better option to have than Lonnie Walker in the starting lineup. And I feel like the way that he's described, he would just flow nicely with the Spurs, and I feel like he could gel with Popovich. And now moving into the 12th pick, I think the Kings are going to take Cole Anthony. Now hear me out here. Hear me out here. You may be thinking, oh, they don't really need a point guard because they've got De'Aaron Fox. That's not entirely true because every team needs good bench players, because right now their bench point guard is Corey Joseph, and I feel like that Cole Anthony could be much better than Corey Joseph. And now you may be thinking that he's been picked a little high, and this does seem like a bit of a high pick because Killian Hayes seems like it would be a much better option. But I have Cole Anthony going to the Kings because they are the Kings. And in the past, they've screwed up a bunch of draft picks before, and odds are they could do it again. And not saying that this draft pick would be a screw-up, it's just that there are better players available than him right now, even though I do think that Cole Anthony will be very good. Now for the 13th pick, I think the Pelicans will take Precious Achiuwa, however you say his last name. And you're thinking, what about Killian Hayes? He's still available. The Pelicans don't really need a point guard because they've got Jrue Holiday and Lonzo. Now, they can use a small power forward, even though they do have Zion, so Zion would definitely be the starter. But this is a guy that you could come in off the bench that would be good. He's a really good defender, and that's something that the Pelicans can work with. Now, going to the 14th pick with my favorite team, the Boston Celtics, I have us taking Killian Hayes, which is the best player available right now. Now, you may be thinking, but we have Kemba Walker, and we don't really need... We have Kemba Walker. Yes, we have Kemba Walker, and he would obviously be the starter, but mostly, the Celtics bench, it leaves a lot to be desired. Their bench is just atrocious. Right now, the backup point guards they have are Javonte Green and Brad Wanamaker. And that's just not really a favorable situation. Not that they're necessarily bad, just it's not the kind of guys you want on like a championship contender. But anyway, I feel like Killian Hayes can come in here and really start to help improve the Celtics bench. He's a good playmaker, which can be useful, and I just think that he would be a really good option to push towards the Celtics bench starting to get better. And that's it. That's my 2020 NBA mock draft. I only did the lottery, like I said in the beginning of the video, because I don't see much of a point to do the rest of the first round. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, hit that red subscribe button, hit the notification bell. But before I close out, I would like to say, I know that I've been kind of lacking with uploads, but starting now, I'm going to be going on a schedule to where I will upload a video every Saturday because I want to get back on that grind. But anyway, and for those of you who don't know, I now have joined Twitch. So I'm planning, and depending on how things go, I may start planning to do some streams on Friday nights. We'll see how that works out. But I'll leave the link to the Twitch in the description if y'all want to go check it out. But anyway, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.